Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Branch podcast. I will be your host today, Alex Cussler. You know me, and this is my personal segment, Rooted in Weebdom. Today, I will be talking about the fact that Persona 5 Royal, just got a new trailer for the U.S. audience.
Yeah, it's been a little over a week now.
Yeah, a little over a week. Granted, a lot of these trailers, most of us have already seen because most of us have paid attention to when it was coming out in Japan.
Yep.
But we got a lot of new information for the U.S. Audience, and I was going to talk about it today because Persona 5 is great, and Royal looks even better from everything I've seen of it. Specifically talking about it, the major thing that the major new thing that they introduced was the fact that there's going to be a new playable character. Her name being Kasumi Yoshizawa. She appears to be she's a dancer from what all the trailers I've seen of her. Gymnast is a better way to put it. Basically, from the trailers that I've seen and some of the stuff that hasn't been shown yet in North America, I believe she joins early on. Like, I believe she actually joins in the first dungeon.
When you do your replay, she'll be...
Yeah, I think she joins in the coach's dungeon.
That's super
That's
early.
super.
That's
the
what I
first
mean.
boss.
In
That's
in
what
4, I think you picked up the new social links in chapter 3 or dungeon 3. Was it you first get access to?
Marie was very early. Marie gets introduced to you in like chapter 1, maybe 2, but
No, I'm talking about the other 2 social links that they added.
Are you talking about Adachi and
Yeah, you can't even begin to level those up until like dungeon 3, right?
Adachi you can. You get Adachi also
Came in really early. It's been a while.
Adachi's introduced like for the first murder, and then I think
As a social link?
yes,
Okay.
because you can pick him up, and it's very specific. Of you have to be at these specific points at this specific time in order to friend him, and once you get to the huge spoilers for Persona 4 Golden.
I mean,
again,
the game's
old,
pretty
but
old.
hey.
The game's old.
Like more than a decade.
Harvey stopped playing it when he found out, so that's why I'm saying again, huge spoilers for Persona 4 Golden.
I mean,
basically, you have to be at these specific points in order to befriend Adachi, and if you do, it changes a lot of his dialogue when you actually have to fight him. So it's a very big deal.
well, why did that make him stop playing the game?
Because he found out Adachi was the true villain. He found it out really early.
I really didn't even want to call him the true villain. You could definitely call him.
He's the true mastermind behind what's going on behind the murders.
Yeah,
but he's not the true
villain.
He's not the overarching problem.
Yeah, I would have pointed out. I'm like, yeah, he's not the thing you have to worry about.
He's what you lead up to, though.
So-
he's a mid boss.
But anyways, back to Persona 5.
It shows us a trailer about the new character.
Well, not about her specifically, but it does introduce her. We will get her specific trailer, assumedly within the next month, obviously, since the game comes out in March.
And it's already out in Japan, so we already
Yes.
know a lot of the info.
But some of the other big things that they've shown a little bit of, and we're going to get more teasers into later, is the fact that a lot of the dungeon layouts are changed because they added more gameplay elements. We can grapple to different parts of the dungeon now. We can, I believe, there's more exploration. Yeah, it's even more platforming.
I'm not a platforming guy, but it's okay.
It makes it more interesting when they're going
Yeah.
through the dungeons.
And it, yeah,
Gives you more to do.
I spent 800 hours just running around on foot.
Well,
Across the various
with-
personas, I probably have like 2,000 hours of just base running. I didn't need platforming.
Well, I'm just saying it does have really great music to where it's
Yes.
like I could just.
Oh, the music's always been great.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. And speaking of, there will be new music too. Like
Yes, and me being
3 or
me,
4 new
I'm
tracks.
I'm really hoping that means they'll be coming out with a new vinyl because I missed out.
oh, dude, that'd be
I
so
really
great.
want a vinyl.
I'm not sure,
of
but
it.
I think so. Past that, other new features. We got the new character. We got the new dungeons. Crap. One of the other big things. I don't know if I should say it yet, but I think it's okay. For anybody that's played Persona 5, you know that Akechi joins.
Spoiler
Yeah,
warning.
a little bit. Akechi joins later on in the game, and he ends up being one of the antagonists.
He's probably like halfway through, right?
He's about a third. He's about 2/3 of the way
Yeah.
through. You only get him in one dungeon.
Yeah.
And he immediately betrays you at the end of that dungeon.
Yeah.
In this game, though, you actually keep him. I'm not sure what the implication is.
Did
and
they
how it
change his
happens.
storyline?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming you have to max the social, similar to Adachi, you have to max the social link
before you get any changes. Yeah.
Right. But he actually sticks around and stays with the party permanently. If you've done his fight, you know that he has an alternate form where he's in all black and Loki is his persona. They've shown him. Granted, this is the Japanese version still. They've shown him in the party in that outfit with Loki as his persona instead of Robin Hood. So that's another big change for the gameplay stuff. Past that, there's not offhand. I can't think of too much else that's different. There is a lot different in the fact that the dungeons are changed. We get a new character and a character that actually stays in the party. The
most important thing is that we have a new dating sim choice.
Yes, this is true. And
every time we get a new route, it's worth paying $60.
I do like this new dating sim choice. She is nice. Oh, shush you.
I pick one girl every time. So
hold on, who do you pick in that one though?
Oh, I'm just saying. In every game, I've never cared about a new.
Yeah, but he wants to know which one did you pick.
Who do you pick in Persona 5?
Are we gonna have a best girl argument? Because
No. I'm just curious. I'm legitimately curious. I'm not gonna diss you. Hell, Harvey dates the teacher every time.
Yeah, every time. I know, right? But no, I'm just. I'm gonna leave this into mystery. I'm gonna leave it there.
Is it Makoto?
No,
I think it's Makoto.
Leave me alone.
I feel like it's Makoto.
I'm not answering the question. I will not be judged for this.
I'm not judging you.
No, I don't care. I'm not.
I literally just want to know.
I'm not judging you.
I just know. No,
Okay.
sorry. It's gonna remain a secret.
All right, fine. Futaba for me until maybe this new girl. But anyways, past that, I'm Persona 5 won Game of the Year back when it came out.
Well,
and
this won't win Game of the Year just because it's just
you say that. You say that.
It's the same.
It's a
I mean, it's
re-release.
a re-release with a bunch of new features.
You say that, but other games that have come out of Game of the Year edition have won Game of the Year.
Skyrim.
That's what I wanted. I'm telling you, it can't happen. This is the one time I support it.
Hey, wait
that.
until Skyrim comes out on the PS5 and the Xbox Series
You know
X.
it will.
No, man, I'm so tired of Skyrim.
so tired of
I hate
Bethesda.
Bethesda so freaking much. The fact that Skyrim Game of the Year edition actually won Game of the Year makes me want to kill somebody.
I love that.
You know what,
that meme.
though? That just proves how terrible that year was for
Yeah.
gaming.
Yeah.
But I would completely support this game winning Game of the Year again, depending on how good
Not
it is.
that Skyrim's a bad game or anything. It's just that a re-release one Game of the Year is just ridiculous.
And it wasn't a re-release that added a lot of new content.
Yeah.
No.
It's just literally, it has the expansions.
Pretty much.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, Persona's always been really good with its re-releases. I will still argue to this day that they're not worth full game price, but
They do add a lot more content than a company that
other companies. Atlas is really good about what it does. And I love Atlas, and I support Atlas, and I buy most everything Atlas produces, except for the Catherine series. I am going to stay
I was about to
far
say
away
because
from
they
that.
re-released that
Those are
recently.
fine.
I am not a fan of Catherine.
I think that was the last true weeb game my brother bought.
Catherine with a C or Catherine with a K?
Catherine. Oh,
That's
yeah.
Or oh my God, what's the new one? What's his name? Ren. His name is just Ren.
Yeah. No, we're good. That entire genre.
Dang, there's a choice for you now.
I know, right? But that genre can leave. I am not for that genre at all. That's the only Atlas game.
Well, hold on. Do you mean the storytelling, or do you mean the gameplay wise? Because
the gameplay is actually
Both.
cool.
I mean, I'm fine with puzzle games. They're not my thing, but both.
Okay.
It's really also the story that's just
I mean, it's weird. It's basically a
way
visual
out
novel.
there. Yeah, it's way out. Even as a guy who loves playing visual novels, I sat there and I was just like, Atlas. I'm just gonna refund this game.
But it also basically is a Shin Megami Tensei game. That's why it's weird to me that you don't like it.
I love all of them.
That's why I say it's weird that you don't.
But that one's just
They even reference the Midnight Channel.
they do.
Yeah.
And I love the entire genre, with the exception.
You're gonna
of
have to
that
have a
game.
talk with my brother because that was his last big weeb game when he still played on consoles.
Right? No, I'm sorry. I don't know why. It's
But
the one thing.
I don't know why he
everything
got
Atlas
it.
has ever produced.
It was a game that
that
was
I just cannot
outside
get
of his usual
If I
choice of games.
I don't know. I do want to play it. I think Harvey has it, so I can. Borrow it.
sure he does.
No, look, it's really well written. The concept is actually really cool.
Yeah.
The theme is really interesting, and I won't touch it.
But this is not Persona.
As a side, the other big thing that, granted, this was announced a while ago, but we've been seeing a few things of it. I don't think it's come out yet in Japan. It's P5S, Persona 5 Scramble. Yeah, not Persona 5 Switch as everybody wanted.
Yeah, that was my hope.
That was the hope.
Because this game is coming to the Switch.
But Persona 5 Scramble looks to be more of an action platformer that with Dynasty Warriors type.
Yeah, it's not
gameplay.
just straight up Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, it looks you have to call it a hack and slash because that's what it is. It is you fighting massive amounts of enemies.
Yeah,
but it looks much more in depth than that.
I mean, it's still.
It's kind of like how Devil May Cry. That's what I'm saying.
But it's not.
It's
closer
not
to Dynasty Warriors than it is
No,
Devil May Cry.
I would say it's closer to Dynasty.
Maybe
Warriors.
it's an in between.
It'd be nice if there was such a thing.
I'm hoping it's a good happy medium, but I don't know yet.
Yeah, but it looks way closer to Dynasty Warriors than it
does.
It doesn't look as generic as Dynasty Warriors.
Yes.
I'm just saying, as far as like the archetype, though,
right?
It looks way closer to.
It's
Dynasty
not
Warriors.
it's
Muso
not
games,
like
whatever.
Team Force Ninja is coming and making this game. That's the company that I'm pretty sure.
Team Ninja? I think it's just Team
No,
Ninja.
Team Force Ninja. Because they're the one. Well, they're the ones that made the ones that are for the Nintendo versions.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, I am
Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem.
I am not a spin-off guy. I will not do spin-offs. I haven't done any of the dance games, any of the fighting games, any of the.
Oh, you're talking about the Persona spin-off games
too.
And now it's only recently.
I've never played those
your
spin-offs.
explanation of Q that I accepted Q.
Persona Q is really good.
But I originally put it in the spin-off category, so I paid no attention to it.
It's an alternate universe.
It's not necessarily that it's alternate universe.
It's an event that occurs during the stories of 3 and 4. So it's
them getting warped into their
worlds. Pseudo-canon. The issue is that it's one of those games where everybody's memory gets erased, so they
at
don't
the end
remember.
of it. That's why it's pseudo-canon.
It's still canon.
Well, it exists. They just don't know it exists.
By all rights,
we know it exists.
Yeah, but they don't. The characters don't.
I will admit that they're spin-off games, but the arena games are, by all rights, canon continuations of the story.
Yeah, but no.
The dancing games.
Like, I will never buy any of them. I did play the crap out of Arena because I got to beat people to death as Chie, but that's like.
But you didn't buy it. You played one of your friends.
Yeah, whenever somebody put it in, I would hop on it. But I don't support.
I actually have never played Persona Arena.
Every spinoff takes away from my next mainline game.
It's a interesting It's an interesting arc system fighter. It's an
anime fighter. It's an anime fighter.
No,
it's an anime fighter.
I'm trying to better describe. You basically have 2 of your attack buttons, and you have 2 of Persona attack buttons.
So Persona Scramble.
Yes.
What did we see in the trailer exactly? Do you remember?
Offhand, we have a new character that isn't the one that's in Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal. I don't know if she's playable. I'm not 100% sure if I remember her being playable, but it's a new character that might be an antagonist. She does, I think, down talk them.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other new characters, but I'm not remembering them offhand. This is a trailer I haven't watched in a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
You know what I want though?
What's up?
I want a continuation of Arena, which I still won't buy, but it's the whole point.
Yeah, he'll just play y'all's copy.
Like
he'll play your copy.
No, but one of the characters in it has to be the cop from the beginning of P5, so that I can beat that cop to death. Because that cop brutalizes me, and
he's pretty mean.
I never got any type of justice or compensation for that, so I'm just like,
well, maybe in Persona Royal,
right? Where you get it, I just want to bite him. Just let me bite his ankle. That's all I want. Like any type of compensation for the amount of damage that guy did to me at the beginning of the game.
But past that,
I'm petty like that. I still hold a grudge.
I believe they've shown the opening, at least for the Japanese version. I believe they've shown most of the gameplay trailers for all the characters. And
for Royal?
For Scramble.
Scramble.
We've seen all the Royal trailers are already done because we've seen them all in Japan.
It's already released.
It's already came out in Japan. But past that, offhand, I'm not remembering as much about Scramble. I do plan on getting it just because it does look fun.
I don't do spin-offs.
I know. I will get the new Arena game that I believe was not necessarily confirmed, but I believe they got a domain name for P5A.
In fact,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm so bad about spin-offs, I didn't even do the Witcher spin-offs, even though I was really tempted to. Thronebreaker.
I actually was one of those people that didn't really play Gwent on Witcher 3. I'm sorry, I just wanted to play the actual game.
I know, right? It's the same thing with GTA. It's like, why would I play a game inside of a game? I'm here to play the game.
I get it. Like, some people really enjoy Gwent. Apparently, it's an enjoyable card game. But there's so many freaking card games that are, like, online card games or PC card games that's just like, I want to play my RPG.
Right? It's like, not the card game in my RPG.
I'll admit, I did not spend, like, hardly any time at all at the arcade in Persona 5. Because they have, like, 5 or 6 games that you can play that are completely
and independent of everything else. And I'm just like, oh, are you going to the arcade? I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, that kid that's at the arcade, I never maxed out a social link.
Oh, that sucks for you. I max out. You got to max out all social links, dude.
Oh, one day I'll do a playthrough where I do it, especially in like P5R.
It's just it's a requirement, especially in the second game.
Yeah,
I feel like you have to do it.
yeah, absolutely.
In fact, it's your favorite characters. In fact, because my favorite character from P4 is actually the old lady, and she's
the Lady Death or whatever. Yeah.
The old lady is like. By the way, I thought Death was the nurse.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's the nurse.
I thought the nurse was Death. The nurse? I was pretty sure that the psychopathic nurse was Death.
You're talking about the one that flirts with you, right?
Yes.
I thought she was something else.
She wasn't the devil, was she?
I think she's the devil because
she's the devil and the old lady's Death.
Yeah, because the old lady literally has the problem of like
her husband's dead. Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that the nurse is the devil because she tries to do shit.
Yeah, you're right. I got it backwards. But yeah, okay. So yes, Death, the old lady, is my favorite character in P4. I love that old woman to death. Like, I'm sorry. like I'm dead serious. If she was like a 30-year-old widow, that would be my romance option. Like, that old lady is the most wholesome thing in all of existence. I know it's the weirdest thing.
Who knows? Maybe in Royal.
No, Death and Royal. Do we have Death and Royal?
Sorry.
Do we have Death in P5? Who's Death in P5?
I can look it up, but I'm not sure.
I don't know why I'm blanking, because Death is normally my favorite Arcana. But
let me look.
Still waiting for a game in which Death is actually a member
Death
of
Confidant. It's
We'll probably be getting Persona 6.
Oh, of course. Never mind. I'm dumb. I am so dumb. Of course, it's a romance option in 5. It's the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's It's literally the doctor who's called the Plague.
Mm-hmm. She gives you your meds.
Yep.
She hot.
We went full circle, by the way. But I guess now since we actually brought it up, that actually is my romance option. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck was I missing there. Death.
We found it out. See, you're welcome.
And I'm not I'm not judging you. She's a good option.
Yeah, but like people,
is probably one of the side things that you can do that I focused on the most.
Yeah, but people make expectations. People have expectations of certain things, and I'm like, online is really judgmental, so I don't like to jump into that.
Out of if I were to date somebody out of the party, it'd actually be the fortune teller. I like the fortune teller.
So when you're mentioning about next Persona 6, I'm pretty sure Atlas has pretty well said that there won't be as much of a gap between
I hope
games.
It was nearly a decade between 4 and 5.
Well, it's because 5 was such a huge hit in the States that they're not going to ignore that.
And the other big thing is like
4 was a cult classic. Nobody remembers it.
We
teased.
We do.
We got teased Persona 5 like 3 to 4 years before it ever like even got like any cover, not even coverage, like before we got any of the info about it. All we had was like the 5 chairs. And then P5 below it, and that's it. Mm-hmm. With I think the balls and chains on the chairs, but that was the only teaser we had for years.
I actually kind of prefer the P4 motif a little bit more than the P5 one. I am not afraid of being a prisoner. I much rather like the limousine. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll admit. I mean, personally, I'm fine being a prisoner, but
yeah, that's you.
P3 is my favorite for the storyline.
I
will always say that.
I'm talking about your Velvet Room motif, which is your favorite.
Because P3 is an elevator.
Yep.
P4 is the limousine. P5 is your prisoner. Is the jail.
I vastly prefer P4.
I probably would pick P4.
Yeah, dude.
I like
P5. Riding around, dude.
It also doesn't help that I really like the wardens. I like the 2 wardens a lot.
So they're who's your favorite assistant? Your favorite assistant is the warden?
No.
The twin wardens? Margaret?
No, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay.
Elizabeth's my favorite assistant because she is freaking nuts. She is crazy.
That's how he likes them.
Elizabeth, and then Margaret, and then the twins.
Margaret's at top for me. But yeah,
I do like Margaret. I actually did make sure to buy her DLC.
So there's a whole bunch of extra hours of content for this new Royal.
Yeah, they always add like.
What did they specify how much? Like 40 hours, something like that.
No, it's generally about 20.
It's generally between 20 to 40. They did. I don't remember what the implication of it is, but you can make your own hideout in this one. You're not just.
Huh.
Yeah, you actually have your own hideout that you can go play.
That's right.
You can play darts in it. Yeah, I just remember that specifically. I think there's a pool
it
table
makes sense that they would have that in the first place because they're thieves.
Phantom thieves.
Yeah, but still, it goes with the theme.
Yeah. So the thing about the I want to say about the thing about the expansions for Persona. They always are a good number of hours of content, but it's purely because of the way the social system works. Like
They just had a whole bunch of that.
You literally can't like the problem that has always come up is that sometimes the game doesn't get any actually longer, and then occasionally, then occasionally they add days. Some people are slotted into your regular time slots. Other people give you additional days.
The actual 2 examples I'll give you that not necessarily disprove you, but do like go against that. So we have Persona 3 FES, if anybody remembers that game, because it is the official version of Persona 3, and it has the continuation story of Aigis being the main character, which I loved. Aigis is my favorite character from Persona 3. And that one adds an entirely new gameplay.
That's the she's essentially
she becomes the new fool for that group.
Yeah.
Because at that point the protagonist for 3 is dead, and she's the one who basically gets charged with taking over the group.
Yeah, because Persona has gotten progressively lighter in tone.
Oh, well,
over
Persona 3, you literally shot your...
I was gonna say,
shoot yourself.
Sorry, Persona 2 is so dark.
I've never played it, and
Persona 2 is so dark.
But then in Persona 4, you have an entirely new dungeon that you have one day to do, and if you leave
that's my point.
It's not even that it's like an extra slotted dungeon. It's literally you have to max Marie Social Link in order to even get it. And if you do get it, you have one day to do it. And if you leave the dungeon, it disappears forever. You have to do it in that one day.
Yep. My point being is that it doesn't tend to add to the calendar days that you have, which is always something I feel like complaining about.
Well, that is what Persona 5 Royal is supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have the entire end of the year to play.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is a vast improvement.
Because you skip a lot of that after the events of Persona 5.
The previous expansions did not add to the days you have. They just have to the crap you have to do. Yeah. And I'm like, that does not help me. I have to play the game even tighter now.
Yeah.
Would you say we rooted in your weedom?
I think so. I think we got down and dirty in it.
Yeah, man. We're definitely talking about Persona, and Persona deserves to be something to weeb about.
Don't worry. Just wait till my next segment, and it's just me gushing about an anime for 30 minutes.
But it's not that anime.
No.
All right, thank God.
No, we've had this conversation.
I don't care. I have to keep coming back to it to make sure it doesn't happen, because if it does, it's going to be 30 minutes of me yelling at you.
If I talk about it'll be talking about Funimation in general and my problem with them.
Yeah, that was he had a huge issue with how they just.
I have a huge issue with Funimation in general.
We might go to that topic. Who knows?
We'll get to there eventually.
We'll see, guys. Yeah. We'll see.
But anyways, thank you for joining me and my co-host, whatever. This has been the segment of being rooted in weebdom. I'm really bad at this. But anyways, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Failing at the outro.
That's okay. He's just being the weeb.
Have a good one, guys.